What is up, my mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video we're going to be looking at 8 Davidoff Cool Water fragrances, and we're going to be seeing definitively which is the best one. Now obviously there are quite a few more than 8 flankers of Davidoff Cool Water, and I don't have access to all of them. I mean, I could try and find every single one of them here in Australia, but these are just the 8 that I have the most easy access to. And that's still going to give us a pretty good idea of which one is best and which one is worst, if there is a worst and if there is a best. So if that sounds good to you guys, let's get into the video. What is up, mates? Just a quick little thing before I get into the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so by hitting the big red subscribe button down below. I've monetized my videos now, and every subscription and every view, every thumbs up, it all helps out immensely. I know I do things a little differently from pretty much every other fragrance creator there is here on YouTube, and I plan on keeping it that way. So if you want to help me out, do so by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you very much, guys. Starting things off, we've got the OG Davidoff Cool Water. This is your dad's favorite fragrance. It smells incredible, great as an air freshener. It also smells like most cars. Like, if you buy an air freshener for a car, chances are the fragrance is modeled after Cool Water. Solid atomizer. I mean, it's an iconic scent. We already know how this one smells, guys. Aromatic, green. It is a touch aquatic and watery, but it smells more green and foresty and almost a little like pine than it does, you know, a nice seaside breeze or something like that. Performance for this one is surprisingly good considering the fact that you're only paying $25 for it. And honestly, there's a reason why this is still sold in such vast quantities here in 2023. It's an iconic men's scent. It's worth every cent that you pay for it. And to this day, even though it is dated, it is more of a retro sort of fragrance nowadays, it's still well worth picking up. I mean, this should be in every man's collection. I would take this over 100 other modern fragrances. It smells that good. The OG Davidoff Cool Water is obviously going to get a high rating from us. This one smells so good. It's retro, it's classic, it should be in your collection already. Next up is Davidoff Cool Water Parfum. This is a much more recent fragrance. I think this is only about 2 years old. Davidoff has revisited the cool water freshness with one of the finest ethically sourced ingredients, vetiver. This tropical plant was harvested by a community on the island of Haiti as part of a sustainable sourcing partnership monitored by the perfume creator. And let's just have a look at the fragrance before we give it a smell. And here it is compared to the original. Overall, it looks quite nice, and let's give this one a smell. It smells very close to Dior Sauvage, just a little fresher, a little less dense, less of that ambroxan, that sickly ambroxan note. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think Dior Sauvage smells great. But this just has a freshness. It's got sort of like almost like an orange peel kind of vibe to it. Fresh, a little fresh spicy as well. Having worn this one quite a few times recently, the performance is quite good at about 8 hours. It does perform a little longer than the OG Cool Water, but you do kind of expect that with a parfum concentration fragrance. It smells great. It's definitely a worthy successor to Davidoff Cool Water. And yeah, this is obviously going to appeal to a much younger audience, but I also think it'll appeal to more mature, older men as well. So this one smells great as well. Different from the original, but it still has just a tiny bit of that cool water essence that makes it stand out. Next up, we've got a tester bottle of Davidoff Cool Water Exotic Summer. In comparison to the original bottle, very close. It just has a slightly more summery aesthetic. And I look forward to trying this one out. Solid atomizer again. That's like a pretty consistent theme here. Exotic Summer. In comparison to the original is more aromatic. This is fresher. Exotic Summer is fresher. mintier, very prominent minty note here. I almost get a grapefruit quality to it. I get some herbaceous notes as well. It's less aromatic, it's less green, more fresh, aquatic. Overall, this would be a pretty solid summer option. Do I prefer it to the original Cool Water? No, I don't think I do, but I can definitely see somebody preferring this to the original just because it's got more of a fresh, spicy, minty spice kind of quality to it. Smells pretty good though. Next up is Davidoff Cool Water Intense, and I have 2 bottles of this because I saw a rumor that it was being discontinued. So I picked up an extra bottle, and on the back we've got Davidoff, for the first time, has revisited cool water freshness with an ethically sourced ingredient, the green mandarin. This hand-picked citrus was harvested by a community in the Vale do Caia in Brazil as part of a sustainable sourcing partnership monitored by the perfume creator. And I'll just show you again, it's a darker coloured bottle than the original. Here it is in comparison. Now my experience with this eau de parfum is that the performance is insane. It is actually insane. We're talking like 24 hours plus. It is very strong, very overpowering, and very sickly sweet. And as the fragrance has macerated in the bottle a little bit, it's allowed to get some more oxygen to it. Some of that harshness that I got when I first started using it has died away a little bit, but it is still very strong. It's very in your face. You're not gonna want more than 1 spray of this. It is that strong. You do get citrus up the top, but you also have like a smooth, creamy coconut quality to this one as well. It doesn't smell a lot like the original. Cool Water Parfum smells much more like the original than this one does, and that one barely smells like the original. This is a younger smelling fragrance. This sort of reminds me of what would happen if you tried to make Davidoff Cool Water a Paco Rabanne scent. It's definitely got that appeal to a younger crowd. Creamy, smooth, powerful, huge ambroxan note here. Overall, I am a fan of this one, but use this one sparingly. It is very strong. Next up, we have Davidoff Cool Water, the coolest edition, and I've got 200ml bottles here, very large. Look at that. These are massive. It's like in a Keep You Cool since 1988. It's in a big ice block if you can't tell. Love the design of that. And here it is in comparison to the original Cool Water. Look forward to trying this one out. I haven't smelt this one in ages. Extremely minty, extremely fresh. It does have quite a bit in common with the original. It just has a more significant mint note to it. Spearmint, peppermint. It's not a toothpaste quality though, it's just a sort of like a fresh mint quality. It's more like a fresh mint gum than it is a toothpaste. Very summery. Like, this is the type of scent that you would wear on the hottest summer day possible, like where you really don't want to wear anything that's going to be overpowering. This is very fresh, a little aromatic, a lot of mint to this one, maybe some lemon up top. It's quite nice, but I do prefer the original. Next up, we have Davidoff Cool Water Pacific Summer Edition. Interesting bottle design. Packaging is quite pleasant to look at. And here it is. The bottle has a nice summery gradient, darker blue up top to a lighter blue, almost like an aqua at the bottom, a teal almost. Very nice bottle design. And let's have a smell. Pacific Summer Edition. Very good atomizer. Oh, this is a little different again. It smells like the coolest edition crossed with the exotic summer edition. Fresh, minty, still has quite a bit of the original Cool Water DNA to it. I can see this one being very popular with a lot of people. This is like the perfect summer scent. Aromatic, fresh, green, aquatic, beautiful. Not a lot of woody components, not a lot of muskiness as well. I like it. It smells quite similar to the original yet again, but it does its own thing in that it's kind of like a halfway between Exotic Summer, Coolest Edition, and then the original one. And this is the final Davidoff Cool Water Summer Edition that we'll be looking at. Caribbean Summer Edition. And it does have a different design. It'll be interesting to see how the bottles compare. Oh yeah, they are different. Let's have a smell of Caribbean Summer Edition. It smells very similar to the Pacific one. How... You'd have a... Ooh. Pacific Edition has slightly more fruitiness. This has slightly more mint up top. We're sort of getting into that territory where the three Summer Edition scents that I've looked at are sort of a little interchangeable. They are different, but it's, you know, very minor. We're not looking at differences like the difference between Cool Water and Cool Water Intense. We're more looking at variations of a theme here. Caribbean Summer Edition, attractive, absolutely fresh, summery. I can see it being very popular with a lot of guys, particularly guys over the age of 40 that just want to smell great. All of these scents so far have smelt good, none of them have smelt bad, and I think that's a testament to the original's DNA. It's a classic, it's timeless, so you don't really need to change it that much. And finally, and the last scent we're going to be looking at today, is Davidoff Hot Water. Yes, it's a little different, but I think it's related enough that it warrants a comparison. I know very early on in the channel, like one of the very first videos I did here, was a comparison between Cool Water and Hot Water. It may have been the very first video I did, actually. Interesting bottle design, darker. Solid atomizer. It's like warm, spicy, but fresh at the same time. It's my least favorite of the bunch, and it isn't even close. It's got sort of like a patchouli dominant note here. Soft spicy as well. I don't tend to like soft spicy scents. It's sort of like a... I think from memory the listed note is like pimento. But it's... I don't know. There's just something about this one I'm not the biggest fan of. It's definitely the soft spicy quality. It's got a spice note here that I'm not the biggest fan of, at least not the way it's presented in this fragrance. Overall, it's not a terrible scent, but I wouldn't be picking it like I would any of these. But, I mean, if you're looking for something a little different, something unique, and I will give it that it is unique, then it probably does warrant a sample. So, what have we learnt today? Well, Hot Water is easily the worst one that I tested today. That isn't to say it's a bad scent, it's just not for me. And of the fragrances here, which is my favorite? It's hard to pick, but you can't go past a classic in the original. Davidoff Cool Water Parfum was also great. More modern twist on the Cool Water DNA. And I believe it was Exotic Summer Edition. I really like this one as well. But if you've ever tried any of these before, let me know in the comments below. Do you have a favorite Davidoff Cool Water flanker? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And until the next video, my name is Ozzy Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.